So my name's Taryn Ryan. I am the PechaKucha Night organiser for Broome, and this is the second event that I've had. It is volume 9 because prior to my two, someone else was facilitating it here and they've since moved off, and Grace thought this would be a great forum to help people get their ideas out there and communicate and connect with the community. So we have been at the Good Cartel prior to tonight. It's just such a gorgeous venue. I'm not sure how we're going to go in wet season. Might wear my bathers, but we're going to give it a go. Horror on everybody's faces. So last time we had Talay speak about placemaking, which was really relevant because we've just had the revitalisation project in Chinatown. You can see her child in the front there as part of her support team, and we had gorgeous cabaret by Ocean Teza that night. So it's really a cool mix of presentations and music that we try and have here at Good Cartel. The nice bottom in that photo there is Chris Mayer, and he spoke about his shoe collection. It's called A Walk a Mile in My Shoes, and it was also talking about having empathy for others, so a nice play on words there. And he spoke from a prepared monologue, kind of like what I'm doing tonight, whereas Talay spoke just from the photos and her experience. So there's a bunch of ways that people will present. My husband also told our South Africa story where we nearly died. We got robbed in South Africa. And since actually Brad's partner Georgie said she's got a nearly died in Africa story as well. And I thought, well, maybe we could have a PechaKucha Night themed around horror travel stories. Anyway, tonight's theme is making art. Thanks again to the Kimberley Arts Network and all the presenters that have come on board that was part of the Fringe Festival. And we're going ahead to make art as a community tonight. So I've got a quote here from online. Some art forms combine a visual element with a performance like cinematography, or artwork with the written word like comics. From prehistoric cave paintings to modern-day films, art serves as a vessel for storytelling and conveying humankind's relationship with the environment. I swapped this slide out this morning because I binge-watched Girl Boss on Netflix last night. And the artist, who's the fella in the red shirt, made this piece of art, which had art with a big strike through it. And he said, "Is this art?" And Sophia said, "Yes, I think it is." And he said, "Is it?" And she said, "Yes, it is." Or isn't it? No. And it was this big conversation about what is art. So here's an example from Brad Turton's filmmaking, which I was an extra in, a part of visual arts, which includes drawing, painting, ceramics, sculpting, photography, architecture even, which is the original creators of PechaKucha, a bunch of architects in Tokyo who couldn't present their ideas really succinctly, so they've made this format of 20 images for 20 seconds at a time. And Brad will be presenting later on. Music, so writers, performers, singers, musicians, conductors, recorders, producers, it's all part of art. Does anyone recognise this image from Theatre Kimberley? Yeah, it's off the website. So performing arts as well, dance, theatre, and I think this is a bunch of tradies safely passing their tools. Literature is a form of art as well, so fiction, drama, poetry, prose, most types of writing, not the type of writing I do, which is procedures and policies and applications and things like that for corporate. That's not so arty, but that is definitely art. So art, it's broad, it's widely encompassing. It might not be what we think it is because it is open to interpretation. And some people I've heard call anything to do with art arty-farty. So I've left a space at the front there because I'm inclined to put a little F there. And that's my kind of art. It's photography. And I took this photo last week, Old Broome Road, where the gorgeous Brolgers have been residing for a couple of months now, and I couldn't help but add a little unicorn sparkle there. So my favourite form of art is photography. Here's a Boab puddle image which won a BHP environmental photography competition about 10 years ago, that was. And it's actually from the intersection on the highway between Derby and where you turn off to Fitzroy, you know, the parking bay is and the big beautiful Boabs there. Long time ago. But my favourite artist is Mother Nature. Hence, the most common subject of my art or my photography is nature. And here's a shell that I shot with my Samsung phone at low tide in Dampier in Karratha a few years ago. This one got published by the Pilbara newspaper. It was my first live shell, and I thought, well, that's a bit of a hoot. My middle name is The Shell. Here's one I took in Broome. It was published by the Broome Advertiser. I've had a few in there. I think they must be pretty desperate, pretty slow news day to put my phone photos in there. And we've all taken a shot like this. It's the high tide at Streeter's Jetty. So it's just good timing observing nature. I enjoy quirky ways of engaging people and to entertain them, and also subliminally expose them to the wonder of our precious planet, in the hope that we'll see things maybe in a different light. A different treatment of art is also colours and textures and form that I found at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne when I visited just after it was finished completion a couple of years ago. It's got a special place in my heart because my younger brother spent a lot of time in hospital as a kid and in the old Melbourne hospital. But I really felt that the way they did it was touching enough to spark healthy cell regeneration, or at least some comfort to the kids and families there. So isn't that the point of art? To connect humans worldwide. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're making art.